everyone, this is Amanda, and welcome to Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today is the start of a new vlog where I read new releases for the week, maybe a little bit longer depending on how it's going. And for my first new release that I decided to pick up was a book I borrowed off of Libby. As soon as it showed up, I decided to grab it right off the bat. And that is Dream On, Ramona Riley by Ashley Herring Blake. And I have never read anything from this author yet, but I've heard really great things about her writing in general. And I know her holiday romance was not really her best, but I wanted to try a book from her, and as soon as it showed up on Libby, I decided to snag it right away, see if I could maybe try her writing and see if it's worth checking out her books. So I'm very excited on getting started on Dream On, Ramona Riley. It is almost 6 p.m. on Monday, so it's the start of the week, and I am going to be leaving soon to go pick up some Mo's. I have rewards I want to use, so I'll probably go out and do that. I'll probably try to read a little bit before I go, depending on how long my ride's going to be. I don't know yet. But I am excited to dive into my first Ashley Herring Blake book. So I want to get started, at least a little bit, and then try to read some more later when I'm home. And I will give you guys an update on how the reading is going as soon as I'm able to. So I will see you all that. It's still Monday at almost 9 p.m. We're 10 minutes till. And I just got to chapter 7 in Ramona Riley. And I like the premise so far. I enjoy the interaction between the two main characters. Except the one thing that's bugging me that this author keeps doing is using that word deadpan over and over and over. You could use other words. You don't have to use the same word that many times. Instead of using the word deadpan, replace it with something else. Like sarcastically or anything else like that. So I'm tired of the word deadpan. You don't have to use that word that many times in a book.
Deadpan.
And the one other thing that bothers me, maybe a little, is that Ramona, she expects the other girl to remember her from way back when. And of course she's not going to remember her. That was like 18 something years ago. In 18 years, you forget a lot. Trust me, I forget a lot. My fiance Ray forgets a lot. He doesn't even remember what happened the day before sometimes.
So true.
How is someone going to remember you from 18 years ago? That I do not quite understand. You expect her to remember you, yet of course it was your first kiss. Of course you're going to remember her. I mean, she was your first time. But it doesn't mean that was her first time. Who knows who she might have kissed all those years ago? She was 13. This is 18 years ago at the time. Like, how is she going to remember you? 18 years. I don't even remember what I did last week, let alone 18 years ago. So, I think that's kind of unrealistic. But other than those 2 points, I'm enjoying the rest of it. I like the banter with Ramona and her best friend April. That is really cute. I kind of wish her and April would get together. I think it would make a cute couple. I am going to go ahead and continue with the story because I am still liking it. It's just those 2 points that were bothering me that I had to talk about. So I'm going to continue on and see what else comes up in this book. So I'll come back with another update later on. It is now Wednesday at almost 5 o'clock in the evening. And I just finished Dream On, Ramona Riley. Sorry it took so long for another update. I spent some time yesterday doing a lot of other things and not actually reading. But I finally finished the book. And again, there's more words. I mean, I should have had a counter on this of how many times I word deadpan in this book. It's not even funny how many times that word came up in this book. I already returned it to Libby, so unfortunately I can't go back and count them. But I should, at some point, find out how many times that word is used in this book. Because it's that crazy that it was used that much. I wish an author would think of more words to replace the word deadpan with. Not everything needs to be deadpan. There's other words in the English dictionary that you can use. However, I did really enjoy the story overall. It was really cute, the romance between Dylan and Ramona. I really enjoyed the banter. There were some pretty spicy scenes that were fun to read. And then there was other moments where it was just so sweet and cute. I did really enjoy it overall. There were some really cute moments in this book, don't get me wrong. I did have a good time with it. I didn't hate it, but I had a good time. This is my first book from this author. I'm not sure if I want to read more from the author just yet. I mean, it's not priority, but I would definitely try something else. I did see it at the end of the book. It's going to be a second book in this series for Ramona's best friend, April. So maybe I'll try it. I just wasn't like super emotionally invested in the book. Like, it wasn't a 5-star by any means, only because I couldn't always connect with the characters. It was fun. So it was a solid 4 stars. Maybe in the future I'll continue the series. Maybe read something from her backlist. Maybe I'll try Delilah Green Doesn't Care at some point. But it's not a priority. But now that it's over, I am going into my next book for this vlog. And that's going to be The Sirens by Emilia Hart. This came out the beginning of April, and I've been wanting to read this, and I got it off of Libby, and I was so excited to read this one because I read Wayward by this author and really enjoyed that and gave that 4 stars. So I wanted to try her next book, and it sounded really interesting. Let me see if I could actually get a description for you guys. It says, it's a novel about sisters separated by centuries but bound together by the sea. So we're in 2019, where Lucy awakens from a dream to find her hands around her ex-lover's throat. Horrified, she flees to her older sister's house on the Australian coast, hoping she can help explain the strangely vivid nightmare that preceded the attack, but just is nowhere to be found. As Lucy awaits her return, the rumors surrounding just as strange small towns start to emerge. Numerous men have gone missing at sea, spread over decades. A tiny baby was found hidden in a cave, and sailors tell of hearing women's voices on the waves. Desperate for answers, Lucy finds and begins to read her sister's adolescent diary. Then we go to 1999, where Jess is a lonely 16-year-old in a rural town in the middle of the continent. Diagnosed with a rare allergy to water, she has always felt different until her young, charming art teacher takes an interest in her drawings, seeing a power and maturity in them and in her that no one else has. Then we go to 1800, where twin sisters Mary and Eliza have been torn from their loving father in Ireland and forced onto a convict ship bound for Australia. For their entire lives they feared the ocean, as their mother tragically drowned when they were just girls. Yet, as the boat bears them further and further from all they know, they begin to notice changes in their bodies that they can't explain, and they feel the sea beginning to call to them. So it's supposed to be a tale of female resilience and the bonds of sisterhood across time and space. And it captures the power of dreams and the mystery and magic of the sea. And ever since I heard about this book, it sounded so interesting. And it sounds like something I think I'm going to enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on The Sirens. I cannot wait to see how this book goes. I will give an update later on once I have some more thoughts. So I will see you guys later. So it is now almost 11:20 at night on Wednesday. And I just finished The Sirens by Emilia Hart a few minutes ago. I know it says I'm going to do an update sometime earlier. However, I didn't really want to put it down. Like, it was one of those stories that, like, has you in its chokehold and you can't put it down. Like, it was really enjoyable. Like, I wanted to know what was going to happen and what the twists and the turns that happened in this book. Some of it, well, most of it I did not see coming. One, I kind of predicted a little bit. But the way it developed in the end was like, it came out in such a good way that I really enjoyed the story. And I read Wayward by this author before and really enjoyed that one. So, which inspired me to want to pick up The Sirens. And I'm so glad that I did because I really had a great time with it. I can't wait to see what else this author puts out because I will definitely be reading more of her books. So far, they've been consistent 4 stars. Wayward was a 4-star. The Sirens is now a 4-star. And I'm hoping her next book, whenever she comes out with a new one, I'm hoping that will be a 5-star. Because everything that I've read from her so far has been really good, just not the 5-star feeling yet. So I'm hoping her next book will be that 5-star. But it was so much fun, and I definitely recommend checking out The Sirens if you want a good family story with some history and it with a little bit of mystery, and it was just so enjoyable that I can't wait to read more from this author. But now that that's over, I have some other new releases I also plan on reading. So this will be another Kindle book, and I am going with Enigma by Runix, which is the next one on the docket. So I also borrowed this off of Libby. I read Gothicana by this author before, and I read The Predator from this author. The Predator was 5 stars, fabulous. I still need to continue that series. Gothicana I gave 4 stars too. Enigma, I know it's set in the same world as Gothicana, but I think it's with different characters, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to starting Enigma. It is almost 11:30 at night, but then again, I've been staying up pretty late at night lately. So I might actually start reading it tonight. Then hopefully I can do an update for you guys before I go to sleep. If not, I definitely will tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on Enigma, and I'll keep you guys updated later on. Hey guys, it is now Friday the 30th at almost 11 p.m. And I got to 42% of Enigma, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm not really enjoying it. It feels like I'm rereading Gothicana all over again, and I just feel like nothing's happening. I'm skipping lots of stuff just to get to the dialogue, and I'm not intrigued, and I don't really care about the characters. Which is kind of sad, because I really wanted to like Salem. And I like her kinda, but not enough to want to continue. So unfortunately this is going to be a DNF, which is sad. I didn't want to have to DNF a book in this vlog, but unfortunately it got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. But I really, really tried. So now I'm going to try something else. So another book I have out on Libby is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. And I've heard really, really, really good things about this author, and it's a short book. So I feel like I could knock this out fairly quickly. So I'm going to try and start When the Wolf Comes Home and see what happens. And hopefully it'll be much better than Enigma was. So I'm going to get started and I'll keep you guys updated later on. Hey everyone, it is now Saturday at almost 10 p.m. and I did not give you guys an update yet on When the Wolf Comes Home. I did stay up till like 2:30 in the morning reading it because it was a really interesting story and it had my attention all the way through, and I was really enjoying it, surprisingly. It was not what I expected. I mean, I knew there was a wolf involved, but not to the extent of what the story had in store, if that makes any sense. And it was so fast-paced, so much going on, that I didn't really want to put it down. And I was really enjoying it, up until the last few chapters. I was not crazy about the ending, unfortunately. It kind of detracted a little bit from my enjoyment. I did not like what happened in the end, and then the very last chapter, I was so confused. Like, what the heck was that last chapter? That had nothing to do with the story. Absolutely none. And I was thrown for a loop. Like, what the heck was this chapter? This very last one that I felt like had nothing to do with the story. I was so confused, it was not even funny. It was a 4-star up until that ending. Then it went down to a 3-star. I was a little bit disappointed from that ending. But the rest of it was very much enjoyable. I just wish it held up all the way through. It would have been 4 stars if it wasn't for that ending. I'm glad that is over. I will try Nat Cassidy again in a different book, maybe. I did borrow Nestlings off of Libby. So maybe at some point I will try it. But now we're moving on to another book. I think I'm going to do this one and then maybe one more to finish it out with, since we're almost at the end of the week. So the next book I'm going to try is A Fate Forged in Fire. A Fate Forged in Fire, I can't talk today, by Hazel McBride. And all I know is that it's romantasy and it's one of my favorite genres, and I am so here for it. I'm going to go into this blind and see what's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to diving on in. So hopefully I'll have an update for you guys, if not tonight, and definitely tomorrow. So I will see you all then. It is now Monday at about just after 8 in the evening. And I did actually end up finishing A Fate Forged in Fire late last night. Or is it a fire? Yeah, it's A Fate Forged in Fire. I finished it and stayed up really late the night before because I was really enjoying the story and I did not want to put it down. I put it down the other day before that. I'm not sure why I put it down, but once I picked it back up, I was sucked back into this world, and I had such a fun time with it, and I cannot wait for the sequel. It's going to be great, I'm sure of it. I really loved the storyline. For those who are not familiar with this book, it's about this girl who is the true queen of Turten. I think it's how it's pronounced. I read the ebook. A lot of the words was very, very hard to pronounce because of this fantasy world. So I'm not sure if I said it right. If it's Turtain, I don't know. But she's trying to secure her place as the queen, and there's a lot of obstacles to secure her place. And her father is really trying to help her get there. Once the first king dies, she tries to take the throne then and there, and all these other things get in their way. So she's working on trying to get to her throne where she belongs. And this was one heck of a story. I literally had so much fun. I did not want to put it down. It sucked me into this world. I really love her twin brother, Adarian. Adarian is the one name I can pronounce correctly. Her name, I think, is Amira or Amira. I'm not sure. I did not listen to the audiobook. But I really had so much fun. I wish her brother had more page time. I felt like he should have been there more. But I had a great time. And I was sucked in. And I needed to know what was going on. However, as much as I really enjoyed the story, I really questioned her judgment. And she really should have listened to her father, I felt. Because she's new to trying to be a queen, she made some very questionable choices and decisions on her way to get there. And she fell for things I don't think she should have fell for. You should have seen this coming. I felt like she should have known. And that she shouldn't have done what she did. But I can't reveal all that stuff of the details, because that would ruin the story. But if you want a really good fantasy romance that's gonna take you by storm into this world and question your every move, you should definitely try this book. Because it was so much fun. I just did not like her decision making. But it was, because I enjoyed it as much as I did, it was definitely a 4-star. And the way it ended, I cannot wait for the next book. I'm hoping the next book's going to be a 5-star. This first book had a lot of great banter, but I kind of saw the ending coming a little bit, despite the banter. But it was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see what the sequel has in store. And that is all the books that I have for this vlog. I read quite a bit. And now that it's Monday, I am ready to start my June TBR. It is June 2nd today. And I have some June books I really want to get to. And some other ones that I'm very excited to read. So I'm going to sign off on this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.